I'm live. We're live.
Well, you're live listening to me listen to Tav.
Hopefully some people can come in here. We got to talk. We've got a big legal issue to think about. You gonna leave that going?
Yeah.
Might as well leave it going until some people start rolling in here. Y'all can, what up, TV? Y'all can listen to Tav talk in the background. What up, Bob? We're going to talk about due process. This is very important. There's a huge thing happening right now. A lot of people are not understanding it. And I believe I do. I'm not a lawyer, but I believe I understand it. Put a one in chat if you have a cell phone. Put a one in chat if you have a cell phone as you come in. And put a one in chat if you have a cell phone as you come in. And if you don't have a cell phone, put a one in chat if you do have a device that has access to like a search engine. Google.
And I'm curious, put a 3 in chat if you operate solely on a landline.
One in chat if you have access to an internet search engine. I think it'll be everybody, am I right? Pretty much. So that's all you need to figure out what it is that is being discussed on a national level right now, which affects the fuck out of each and every single one of you and me, especially right now, and Tiffany. We want to be able to go to court. That's due process. We want to be able to go to court. Can someone, anyone that, any of you, all of you, and I don't care if it carries you away from this video for a moment, look up Article 1, the Constitution of the United States, Article 1, Section 9. Can you all come back and tell me what that is? What we're going to be discussing? We're talking about being able to go to court. Article 1, Section 9 of the U.S. Constitution. I'm talking about the foundation, the fundamental Constitution. Not even the Bill of Rights, the Constitution. Article 1, Section 9. It's a fancy word that you're looking for in Article 1, Section 9. Be real easy to find with any device that has access to a search engine.
They're over there still talking about,
The stuff happening in Texas.
Yeah, I was like, who's your daddy?
All right. I haven't had anybody answer the question yet. Habeas Corpus. Habeas Corpus. Article 1, Section 9. Fundamental constitutional law. Habeas Corpus. Now, does anybody want to take a guess what that is? Again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a dude with a cell phone who can read. Does anyone know what habeas corpus is? I'm reading chat. And this isn't like my big video for the week or nothing. This is just flat out a live stream. I'm communicating with you all directly. We're in trouble, y'all. We the people are in a lot of deep shit. Because as you watch the states fall apart as they get unleashed, as the law enforcement of the states are getting unleashed right now, the FBI and DOJ are busy being corrupt. The FBI director said he was questioned by a senator of where the fuck is your budget spending? Where are the records? He is missing $10.7 billion. The FBI. The new director, Patel, he's missing $10.7 billion right now. There is no record to show for it. It was due 2 weeks ago. It's missing. Still to this date has not been turned in yet, to the best of my knowledge.
Because it's optional. Duh.
The DOJ. Those are the people who watch the people that you all try to hold accountable or want to watch auditors hold accountable. Did that make sense? The DOJ are the people that can take legal action against the people that we auditors catch committing crimes.
King Charles says habeas corpus is Latin for you have a body.
A body, that's right. Okay, habeas corpus, the legal term under Article 1, Section 9, if you wouldn't mind grabbing that. It's a writ. It's a writ. I'll get to it in just a second. So right now, that's a lot of fucking missing money, ain't it? See, it's not necessarily missing, but the records haven't been turned over for their budget for the year. Explain that to me. Like, wouldn't you all be all over it if an auditor on YouTube discovered that the financial records for the FBI were not turned in when they were supposed to be? We're talking about a $10.7 million budget, billion-dollar budget. No record. It's late. Is it million, Snap, or billion?
Trey G says because it
Billion.
was given to Ukraine by the previous administration, Chris.
Missing. Missing because there's no record. The public record for it has not been turned in now under Director Patel. He was directly questioned, where is your budget? That is a public record. It is fundamental. It is law. You have to have it turned in. The new director of the FBI, thank you, Steve, for Diesel's bank account.
Thank you, Steve.
The new director of the FBI right now, as it stands, that's what we're worried about, is what the fuck's happening to us now. Hasn't even turned in his budget. He's 2 weeks late.
And Trey G, please be reminded that we don't support one president or the other. The only thing that we support is what's in black and white and people following the law.
Yeah, we're against corruption.
The record was supposed to be submitted. It hasn't been submitted. We want to know where it's at.
We want to know where the fucking money's at and how it was spent. That's our job as citizens. That's not even what this live stream is about. This live stream is going to be about habeas corpus. This live stream is going to be about due process and what could happen if habeas corpus is suspended. Guys, are we at war right now? Are we being invaded? America? Is America being invaded by military from another country right now? Yes or no?
Well, listen, Trey G, the reason we never had shit to say about sleepy Joe Biden is because he was sleepy. He didn't do shit.
I like it when they don't
like
do
they
shit,
didn't
bro.
do nothing. You can't comment when they don't do anything.
Don't get in a one-on-one with anybody. Because I'm worried about where we're at. I'm worried about us not having due process.
Well, where we're at, we're in a pickle.
We, the
US
people,
of A is in a pickle.
we're in a lot of trouble right now. And I'll tell you why. Because when Trump goes to court over this immigration shit he's doing, his advisor, Stephen Miller, just told the press that they intend on suspending habeas corpus. Oh, that sounds stupid, right? Okay. Well, let me explain to you what happens when habeas corpus is suspended. It's only supposed to be done at a time of war if we are being invaded, because it is the right to due process. It is the right to go to court when you've been wrongfully arrested. They're going to suspend that? You think, oh, that doesn't affect me. Well, get arrested in a couple weeks. See if it affects you. Especially now, as they're trying to unleash America's law enforcement. Do you all trust the police without courts? Do you all trust the police to do things right without the court process? Because what you're not understanding about this, since big words are being used and a lot of fluff is going around and political hoopla about who do I like the best, who do I want to suck off the most, while y'all are busy doing that, they're fucking taking away our due process rights. They're trying to suspend them in the highest court of law.
Does nobody realize the big picture here? Like the really big picture? They divide us so they can do what they want to do, and we are bickering among ourselves for a popularity contest while they are fucking up our country.
They're fucking up what little we have left of an actual justice system.
It's not a popularity contest. I don't care who got president. I only care that they don't take our rights and that they don't throw us in jail without the possibility of due process.
Due process. Habeas corpus. It means that if you're wrongfully arrested, that you have the right to file a writ to motion the court to hear whether or not you should be in prison or jail. They're going to court next week to try to suspend that, to stop it. Do you understand that? I'm on bond right now. Tiffany is on bond right now. All they have to do is say, well, hey, right now the nation's being attacked by an invasion, and we don't have to give you your right to due process. There's only one step that they need to take, and that's getting it passed by Congress. And you don't think this administration is corrupt? Well, let me tell you something. Another country just bought a $400 million jumbo jet for Trump. Last week, he was bidding out his private business scam coin to the highest bidder to come eat with him as a president. That's called corruption. That's everything that we, Tiffany and I, would look for to cover, to expose, and report to the FBI. But guess what, the FBI is in on this now because they hired a dude to run the FBI, the DOJ. They hired a guy to run it who thinks he was done wrong because he got canned from them. And he thinks that he was done wrong, and now he's coming back to fix everything. Bullshit. He hasn't even turned in his budget report, which was due 2 weeks ago. That's illegal. He should be arrested right now. He broke the law.
And I personally think that the government stealing, in quotation marks, stealing money, I think that it happens on local and state levels and not so much federal level.
But now it ain't just the state level. What you're witnessing is everything we were exposing on state levels, all the way at the top. And ain't nobody there to rescue you, baby. You know why? Because they're too busy deporting people. They have put everything into deporting people. You make a call to the FBI right now with a real serious issue, and I promise you they will say, we are understaffed, we do not have the budget, we don't have the capacity, we're too busy getting immigrants out of here.
And is it true that they are, taking people's visas for infractions?
Yes.
Finable offenses like tickets and jaywalking, or saying that somebody's trespassed when they're really not, and giving them a ticket for that. Is that what they're taking people's visas for now?
They are
taking visas from lawfully.
Over 100 people thus far, this was on yesterday's count, with visas, meaning they were here lawfully, have been deported without due process.
Now, I'm not going to get mixed in with the whole thing about who should be here and who shouldn't be here. That's never been my thing. I like people. I don't necessarily look at people and be like, are you supposed to be here? But the thing is the people that have their papers and the people that have proof that they went through the process, they're being taken out of here because they offend a government official, they offend a law enforcement officer, they do something that is not something they want to be done, like protesting our fucking right. That's our right.
That is your First Amendment.
Upset over our right and deporting people with visas.
So guess what? Today, everything they're doing applies to immigrants today. And maybe for a few weeks. But once all of that has been set in stone and passed through Congress, guess who's next, Trey? You.
And I don't mean to keep pointing out one person, but Trey, anytime that we are wrong, especially me, I will absolutely tell you in that moment, I screwed up.
Hey, let's hope that I have to come back on here and say I was wrong.
I hope so. I would love that.
I hope so.
I would love to be able to say, let's say 6 months from now, a year from now, that we were wrong. That would be fantastic.
Stephen Miller said it himself. That they're going to court next week and their argument is going to be to suspend habeas corpus. Article 1, Section 9, look it up.
Well, South Bubba Gump, that's a little bit different. I mean, if somebody slams into, another vehicle driving a semi and 2 people was killed, that's definitely a criminal charge.
I don't even know what case you're talking about. It has nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
He said we had a semi-truck driver here on a visa slam into cars at a red light a few days ago, killing 2.
Yeah, shit happens.
He was arrested on the spot for manslaughter. Well, yes, he should have been.
Manslaughter.
Absolutely. But, I mean,
that don't have nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
I'm talking about people protesting. I'm talking about people who are getting tickets and then getting deported.
For protesting. This is what she's talking about. There have been over 100 visa-carrying people in the past 2 weeks, in the past couple days, that have been deported for protesting. I don't care what they were protesting. I don't want to get in your arguments about what and should they and who's right or wrong about what they're protesting over.
They could be protesting they don't want generic toilet paper. That's
doesn't matter.
Right.
Protesting is the First Amendment right. That is First Amendment protected activity. I don't care what it's about. I care about habeas corpus being suspended.
You're right, Freeman Press. Only Congress has the power to suspend writ of habeas corpus according to the United States Constitution.
And that is where they're trying to go with it.
Yes, sir.
It was stated by the advisor for Trump, the security advisor for Trump, on camera, on record, that when they go to court, their intention is to request Congress to suspend habeas corpus.
Good night, caveman.
That's bad. That's bad. And once that's been passed, that means for all of you, you might be happy while they're using it on immigrants. But that ain't where it's going to stop.
Once they gain power and the ability to do something like that, if you think that it's going to stop with one race or one color or one class, you're wrong.
They'll use it on me and Tiffany. Do you all want to see us go to prison? In jail? Or do you believe that we can file a writ and go to court?
That's right, JC News. It's just the beginning.
We don't have court for another almost a year from now.
Yeah.
If habeas corpus is suspended, what's to keep Meade County from using it? They can say that these pesky people with cameras are an invasion.
They can and they will use it on anyone they see fit. Once that power is given, you can't take it back.
And do you trust police with power? Do you trust local courts with power? More power? Do you trust unleashing them? I know. You're all wrapped up. You're all wrapped up in the arguments. And whether or not we should hate a certain people because of skin color, let it go. Let it go. Because that's not what's at stake here. What is at stake here is your rights. They are being violated at the highest level. And the only agency that we have left in this nation to keep it in check is the FBI. And the FBI is absolutely 100%, I would not say it on this YouTube channel if it weren't true, corrupt.
Our judges are getting arrested. Anyone who
Where is that militia, right, Bob?
Anyone who goes against Trump's getting arrested. So our judicial system, they're being incarcerated.
Thank you, Steve, for more diesel funding. Much appreciated. You can have diesel if we go to prison.
He's going to need to go with either his godfather or his godmother for sure.
That might be a plan. We'd prefer to not go to prison, though.
We would prefer it, but it may not be a bad idea to start pre-planning.
Who's going to take care of my horses?
We got any dibs? I need somebody I can trust.
Anybody got some extra money they want to toss around to keep horses alive for the next however long? I got clips upon clips upon clips. This shit has been so crazy. Violating our rights has been so crazy lately that if you can ask Tiffany, I'm too overwhelmed to turn it into a video, because as soon as I start laying them out in the track, in a reel, another thing happens that's just as bad.
Thank you, Tube Sock.
It's out of control.
I hate hearing about politics. And he's been listening to nothing but politics for, what, weeks now?
I'm trying to study for my video. I was trying to do one video. About our rights being violated. And because I study the facts for my videos, as I was doing the video, all this other shit kept coming in. It is fucking mayhem right now. Like, it's fucking mayhem. Our justice system it's not just the justice system. It's all of it. The courts, all three branches are in complete disarray right now. They were already corrupt. They were already hanging on by a thread. They already had a lot of bad actors. They were already stealing. They were already taking bribes. They were already doing all this stuff. But now it's in a complete fucking free-for-all. Just in time for me and Tiffany to have to go to court. You know, you can get mad at me for not calling out sleepy Joe Biden, but I appreciated that he was fucking sleepy.
We appreciate that he struggled to get from point A to point B.
We don't want them fucking around with nothing, man. They can't do anything right. The government has never been able to do anything right. Every single project you give to the government, they will fucking make a mess of it.
Okay, here's an example. How many of you have worked in a grocery store? Like a big corporate grocery store, let's say.
Or factory.
No, well, grocery store is a good example.
Not very many, probably. There's only 50-some people.
Okay, or we can do factory. I mean, and then you have your upper management making decisions on how, the floor process is supposed to run. But they don't know how the floor process runs to begin with, because they haven't done it. They've never done that job. And if they did do it, it was 30 years ago. So
things are different.
They're making changes on processes that they have no fucking clue what it entails. It just sounds good to them, so they're going to sign it. Or it seems like it's going to save them some money, so they're all for it. It's a bigger paycheck for them. But then you have the people that's out on the floor who's busting their ass and not able to keep up, and they're getting screwed over, and they are losing their money, and they are losing the ability to put food on the table for their kids.
And they're the ones that get blamed when shit goes wrong.
That's the best way I can compare it.
Bob, she's saying corporate passes down all these new changes. When things are reformed, corporate passes down all these changes without any foreknowledge of what the job entails. That's what she's saying. She's saying that higher ups, when you put it all on them, they don't even know the fucking jobs beneath them. So when they try to change it overnight, it's a complete clusterfuck. And they're blaming the people that they're giving the directions to, who are trying to tell them, this shit ain't working like this, boss. We're trying. We're doing everything you say, but it's falling apart. That's our government in a nutshell. Always has been. But what we're talking about here is we've got a fucking top tier of the police, all the way as high as you can go of the branch of law enforcement. Executive. Okay? That branch of government. As high as you can get, the position is called president. We've got one who's saying, just tear it all apart. Redo it. It ain't working. I got a lot of shit to do to clean up around here, and I only got 4 years to do it. It ain't working that way. It is not going to work. So therefore, they have to cheat what's known to you as your constitution. So they're going to the courts, and they're arguing to their overwhelming majority of their color, red, and they're saying, pass this for me, Congress. We got to get shit done. And the Congress, who's supporting by color instead of by moral or nature or knowledge or understanding if it's going to work or not, they're just automatically saying, okay. And guess what they're saying okay to? Lies. We are not at war, being invaded in our nation right now. That is not true. But that is the basis for the argument that our head top dog of law enforcement is bringing to court this week. He wants to suspend Article 1, Section 9, which is your right. Your right. It has nothing to do with immigration. It is your right to be able to motion for you to go to court if you've been wrongfully arrested. All these people thinking they're going to make a difference on YouTube by cop watching right now on a state level and shit. Take a minute. Take a minute to understand where we're at. Think about it. If your right to go to court after being wrongfully arrested is suspended, what are you going to do? Suspended how long?
And JC News, the appeals, they're not holding. Like, an appeal is supposed to freeze all processes, and it's not happening that way.
The most of them are only like 2 weeks, being held for like 2 weeks right now. But I think he's talking about appeal for relief in habeas corpus. Am I right, JC?
That may be.
You talk about the habeas corpus, filing for relief so that you can get a court hearing to decide whether or not you're even lawfully detained. Because that's what habeas corpus is. You remove that from the auditing community, you remove all auditing community completely. Overnight, gone.
Yeah,
easy.
Habeas.
It's history.
Gotcha.
It is absolute history. Because what is it that always happens to a person with the camera? Wrongful arrest. Am I right? One in chat if I'm right. What always happens to a person with the camera who is looking at law enforcement through the lens of that camera, do they get wrongfully arrested? 1 for yes, 2 for no. It ain't. Habeas corpus is not for immigrants. Understand that. It is not for immigrants. It is for you and immigrants.
Jurisdiction is the place where you are located. Jurisdiction is the place where you call home. Jurisdiction is the place that you go to work.
Jurisdiction is where a court is held. And if it's a United States case, it'll be in the United States.
The place you make purchases for groceries, gas, anything. That is a jurisdiction. And whenever they say that even immigrants don't have jurisdiction to go to court,
if it's a USA case, they do have jurisdiction.
They're here. They're purchasing things. They have to live somehow.
Habeas corpus extends to any American court procedure. So if anything happens involving America where America presses a charge at all in America, they press a charge, habeas corpus is the First Amendment protected right that whoever it is, whether they're a traveler, say you're on your passport and you're traveling and you're charged, right? Then habeas corpus is what you have to file, whether you're overseas or here, because jurisdiction would be the United States courts. United States courts. That is the jurisdiction. Nobody's even arguing. Nobody that understands the law is even arguing whether or not immigrants are jurisdiction of the United States. The only people arguing that is the ones who don't understand. They're arguing with each other. Oh. Well, we messed that up. We're trying to do a half pack of cigarettes a day, you all.
And he just smoked out of mine.
No, I didn't. I just gave you mine, I think. I don't know.
I'm 3 shy, bro. I'm 3 shy. We'll take it up later.
But that is what Trump's secretary advisor, told on record to the media that they were going to try to suspend in this upcoming court hearing. If they succeed, we are all fucked when it comes to wrongful arrests. I promise you I'm right.
One thing I do know, if there was ever a time for people to set aside their differences and focus on what is most important and what is most relevant in the moment, that time is now.
The time is for habeas corpus. That we've seen a lot of constitutional violations happening to other people throughout the last 100 days. But this one here is absolutely 100% you. 100%. Good to see you, JC News Now. Thank you for stopping by. I actually will be doing videos. Matter of fact,
Bye, JC.
I'm gonna do a bunch of videos on some crazy shit that's been happening lately. I intended on only doing like a one presidential level video. But this is too important. Too many things are happening and they affect you specifically, and I'm going to try to keep you updated. So as I am updated, I'm going to be trying to keep you all updated as well.
Taylor Barley says, serious question. What do the people do to stop it?
To stop the highest level of law enforcement from stopping Article 1, Section 9. Is that your question? What do we do to stop it?
I don't think we can stop it. But I do think that
I know the answer.
We can't say the answer.
I can't say it.
But what I can tell you is that people notice in the government whenever the citizens stand united.
Okay.
They realize that. They notice that. They take note of it, and they slow their process a bit.
I'm going to mention 2 videos that I've recently watched. One of them is something that all of you probably saw, more than likely in here, which is just one of our local people, our friends, which is Tav. Tav just did a video where he was watching the government do HB 149 or whatever that new bill is in Texas. Entirely red back to blue state, by the way. They just passed or are passing a law that is stopping people with cameras from videoing the police. Okay. That one, keep in mind. My answer to that, I proposed a way to get around that problem. My answer was the only way they're going to get around that in Texas is instead of having auditors and cop watchers videoing the cops, if every single citizen of Texas, when they saw a cop, recorded.
They can only arrest so many.
That's it. That's the answer. If every single person around a police officer was to hit record, that's the answer. They cannot accommodate for charging that many people. They can't. They're not going to be able to do anything about it. It's just going to be people with cameras everywhere they go all day, every single day. That's the answer. That's how you stop that. That is how you do it. United. Another video most of you probably have not seen. This one was played on the mainstream news, where recently there was an arrest of an immigrant, okay, and the daughter carrying her child came outside and was like, my mother is legal, you can't take her. Well, they smashed that girl to the ground while she's still holding her baby's pacifier. And guess what happened? The whole fucking neighborhood came out. The whole fucking neighborhood came out. And ICE and the local police, the jurisdiction, all the cops that were there for that, they were surrounded by a mob of people. They almost lost that battle.
And another thing that I want everybody to keep in mind, wait till that vehicle passes, is history, it has a way of repeating itself. And I don't want you guys to forget that. History has a way of repeating itself.
And listen, I don't have a call to action. If I had the answers, I would have already started it. I don't have a call to action. I'm just offering ideas. Ideas in my mind to confront or combat the issue of our rights being stripped. I think it was clearly written in the Constitution if you read it. But united we stand is something that I always believed, because I'm non-combative. I don't like to resort to violence. So my idea is, if we just stand together in numbers and be nonviolent while we do it, that's an answer.
And Taylor, it is scary. The thought of being imprisoned is absolutely terrifying. And they know that that is going to silence a lot of people. But the thing of it is if we continue to let them go on the power trip that they are on,
unleashed,
without putting our foot down, it's going to get worse. Because what do you think they're going to do once all of the immigrants have been deported? Once all of the foreign people have been deported?
You think they're just going to stop using those, abusing those?
Stop using that power? Or do you think they're going to target another class or another race or another group that they dislike? It's never ending.
Put a one in chat if you think that one of the groups that they will come after are the people who expose corrupt government or cop watch. Just one in chat if it's either one of them. If you think that is a group that will be targeted with that newly found unconstitutional power, put a one in chat if you believe that they will attack that group of people, ones that are exposing them and getting them arrested. Look at them ones just flying.
Taylor knows.
Of course they will. Of course they're going to use it. You give them more, they will use more. You think you're supporting Donald Trump? You're not. You are giving them more power that they will continue to use.
Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely.
So my proposal is this. I'm not just reaching out to the auditor community. I am reaching out to anyone and everyone in the United States of America right now. And I am saying, holy shit, we have got to put our foot down. Because Article 1, Section 9 was so fundamental. It was such a fundamental necessity that it was written in Article 1, the 9th section. It goes all the way back to Civil War. There's a purpose. The purpose is so that when people are wrongfully arrested, they get to go to court. Not just immigrants. Read it. Ask your phone. It has nothing to do with immigration. Nothing.
It has everything to do with due process.
Everything to do with being able to go in front of a judge when you think you've been wrongfully arrested so that you can go to court. I've had some very close to me people not understanding this, and it scared me, and I thought, oh my God, how many people don't understand this? And then I'm going, why? What are you fucking blinded by? Use your phone. I asked everyone in the beginning, put a 1 in chat if you have a cell phone. Everyone said yes. So use it to ask the question to the black and white that's been programmed. It's not been programmed to fucking lie to you. Phones don't lie when you're doing a search engine. You can literally look up Article 1, Section 9. Then you can read it. And it will tell you that it doesn't have anything to do with immigration. Article 1, Section 9, which literally the highest level of law enforcement is trying to suspend right now, says that all people of the United States of America, even outside of the United States of America, if they have a United States of America case in which they are being charged, if a person feels like it's an unlawful charge, they get to write a writ of habeas corpus so that their body can be brought before a judge.
Caveman, in response to what you just said, use Safari.
Any search engine will give you the black and white from Article 1.
Some of them do block some stuff.
They shouldn't, but you'll find it. Just read it. I mean, shit, you can go to the federal courthouse and on the wall in glass casing, they have copies of it. Article 1, Section 9. I think it's the second clause in there. Writ of habeas corpus.
It has it for now until that gets changed.
Until
they get taken down.
They'll have to take them down. It'll be suspended. But in how long? Indefinitely? A couple weeks? What? What, is immigration going to stop now? Because that's what they're claiming. No, actually, they're not even claiming they're using it for immigration, folks. That's not even what they're claiming they're using it for. What they are claiming is that we are at a time of invasion from military forces from another nation. Please understand that we're not. How do you not know that? Show me where there's one fucking invader from a military from another country. Here's what they're doing to y'all.
The only invader that I see is all of the sand that's being carried in, apparently, that people are sticking their heads in.
Here, it's like they do this. This is how the Trump administration is doing it. They're going, oh fuck, the sky's falling. The sky's falling. It's falling. It's falling right now. It's falling on you. You know what I need you to do? Give me your Fifth Amendment. Give me your Fifth Amendment. Hurry up. The sky's falling. Give me your Fifth Amendment. And as soon as you say, I relinquish my Fifth Amendment, they go, oh, well, sky ain't falling no more. We fixed it. That's fucking it. That's what people are falling for. That's it. So I'm going to do a video with all the facts in it, including, I will go ahead and provide you with Article 1, Section 9. I will provide you with the statements made by Trump's administration specifically. I will even show you the argument if it's available. And you guys listen. The answer is numbers. The answer to a peaceful resolution is stand together and say the word no. No. Everyone has to say no. No to this administration trying to take habeas corpus. No. No, Congress, we do not want it. No, senators, we don't want that done. No, you cannot have it. No, you cannot have my rights. The sky is not fucking falling. We are not being invaded by a foreign country. Now, if we get invaded by a foreign country, then maybe we'll think about it. But we're not. Am I right? Put a one in chat if you understand that we are not being invaded right now by a foreign country. Please tell me that you know that we're not being invaded right now by a foreign country. Come on, man. Forget about if you like Trump or if you hate Biden or if you hate Trump and love Biden. Forget about that. Just put a one in chat if you know that we are not currently under invasion from a foreign fucking military. Thank you for throwing some ones. We're not being invaded by a foreign military. We're being relinquished of our rights. Our rights are being trampled by our own fucking people. The answer is removal of all activist judges. This is being pushed out to cause Congress to act on judges that want to reinterpret what the meaning of is. The fuck is that supposed to mean, bro? What does that mean? We're not talking about that. What do you think we're doing? You think we're like trying to figure out some fucking deep secret way of tricking people into somehow magically fixing? No, they're taking your fucking First Amendment rights and your Fifth Amendment right. There ain't nobody tricking nobody. The only people getting tricked is the people that support it. This ain't an argument. This is fucking fact. Trump's administration, Stephen Miller, said on record a few days ago that when they go to court, they are going to argue to suspend the writ of habeas corpus. Do you understand that? That's all that matters. That is the right for a person to go to court when they've been wrongfully arrested. That's it. It's not complicated, bro. It ain't about the illegals. You're the illegal. We're all the illegals in their eyes. I'm the illegal. Everyone here is the illegals. Everyone here breaks laws. If not, they'll accuse you of breaking one. You don't believe me? Hold a camera. Catch one of them breaking the law on camera and see if you're called an illegal after that. They won't call you an immigrant. They'll call you an illegal. And then if their trickery is passed by the time they call you an illegal, then what they will do is they will put you in jail with charges, and you won't be able to motion the court to go to court to prove whether or not you committed a crime. You support that, bro? You must not ever intend on holding a camera. Maybe you don't intend on ever leaving your living room. But guess what? They can go to your living room too. It ain't about no fucking illegals. It ain't about no immigrants. I'm sorry, illegals is here. Immigrants, so what? You would put facing the issue with immigration ahead of being wrongfully arrested and not getting court? If so, you're brainwashed. You make no sense. And for what? What are you scared of? Fentanyl, guns being traded across the borders. Oh my God. MS-13, 4 of them. They've been here the whole time. You didn't have to give up your rights for them to arrest them, did you? So why would you give up your rights now? Why would you give up your right to go to court now? Is that a good idea? Is that smart? I want to see chat moving. I want to see what all you all have to say. So Congress is stacked because there are the Republicans outnumber the Democrats. Gotta hate politics. But Congress is stacked. I know, NZ. And Congress is the one who makes these decisions, y'all. We got senators all over the place going, what the fuck? So your states, even your corrupt ass states, are going, this is way too corrupt for us. You realize the absurdity of that? The states are standing up at the podiums right now going, this shit y'all are doing is way past our corruption. Like, we can't fucking do this. Are you kidding me? You're unleashing the law enforcement that we created in our states? And think about Texas. Oh, my God. Oh. Lenny says everybody seemed to support Biden when he made being Christian illegal. In the United States with his anti-Semitism bill violating the First Amendment, and you didn't support him. Yeah, you should never support anybody that's fucking trying to take away rights, man. I wasn't aware of that. James, why are you so worried about immigration, bro? The child was considered a citizen by birthright, a provision that was adopted to protect the children of freed slaves. The parents did not get citizenship because they had a child here. I don't know what case you're talking about, James. I just know earlier you thought that we were fighting immigration by taking away habeas corpus. That was fucking nuts, bro, that you even thought that for a split second. Migrant situation was created with the collaboration of both parties in order to create a narrative for this executive order. Well said, Modern Retro Radio. I believe that. I believe that could be a big possibility. Next, it'll be our religion. I don't know, Bob. I think they're going to go after the people that fucking call them out next. Because Elon did not do that. Maybe Elon actually did believe what he thought, that he was going to go in and find $3 trillion of waste, fraud, and abuse. It's possible that he actually believed that, but what he came out with was spending almost as much as he ended up cutting, and they didn't find any worthy of taking charges on fraud. None. Not enough to charge. Not one single person was charged. And they won't be. Unless it's, some bullshit charges. I mean, if they were going to do it, they have a duty to do it in the moment. When a felony is committed in front of law enforcement, and once law enforcement has PC, they have a duty to make an immediate arrest upon PC. So if Elon actually did get records, which would be the probable cause, that they found fraud in the government, it'd be a duty to arrest them immediately and charge them. You don't get to wait. You don't build a case like that. That's not how felonies work. Felonies are different than state violations. So yeah, I mean, I think they've been coming after religion. You know, honey, that puts a shadow over the light. The door does.
Sorry.
Americans have inherent rights and inalienable rights, God-given rights. Illegals do not. They have the rights they got in their own country. Not, well, I mean, is God running our country, Lenny? I don't mind getting in conversations, even if we don't agree. What do you mean, though? God-given rights. God-given's God everywhere, right? I think our Constitution was designed off the back of God-given rights. So there's like the basis of our Constitution is basically the rights that are provided by God, not by America, but by God, not by any one country. Keep going. Yeah, I mean, there's rights like the right to not be beaten and tortured. It don't matter where you're from. You have the right to not be beaten and tortured. You know what I'm saying? Or starved. Matter of fact, they have what's called the Geneva Convention for people at wartime, which keeps soldiers from hurting the people that they captured. Human rights means that the government can strip you of them. Well, the government can't have mine. I'm not going to give them up. Has anyone else noticed that politicians never brag about how free we are anymore? Ooh, that's a good point. Inalienable rights endowed by the maker above. Yeah, inalienable rights. I'm on that page with you. I don't think the government gets to strip anything, though. The government doesn't get to strip your rights. It has to be passed through a collective, meaning us, we the people. We the people are in charge of every move they make. We just have to stand collective. So if they're able to convince us with bullshit to divide, then they're hoping they'll get the numbers that'll allow them to make a decision that they want to make. And what the government's always going to want to make is less rules on them. It's easier. And it's more power. It's more money. They get more freedom. They want all the freedom. The government wants all the freedom. And the only way the government can get all the freedom is if you don't have none. Then they can have it all. So they are taking them away. Starting with the upcoming court hearing, where the advisor for the Security Department for Donald J. Trump is going to ask Congress to suspend an Article 1 fundamental right of due process. That is literally happening. This isn't questioning. I'm not saying they might. I'm saying they said they are. They said that they are. And in the meantime, Trump, the man, is doing everything that Tiffany and I could make a monetized fortune off of YouTube if it was a local politician by exposing. Taking bribes, a fucking $400 million jet. I mean, think about it. Jamie Knoll had a train. And what happened? Went to prison for getting a train. And Jamie was putting money into his bank account using his official capacity, his position as sheriff. He was putting money into his bank account. And what happened? He got charged with corruption. Trump is selling to the highest bidder a coin to which the highest bidder gets to join him in his official capacity as the president. That is the same fucking thing. That's the same thing. So if what was happening on the level that everybody's already seeing wasn't on the level of everybody already seeing it, me and Tiff would be making a fortune right now off exposing this. But here I am talking to a collective audience in which you all admire seeing us catch these things. And it seems to be an argument too everywhere. Not in here. You all have been great. But like it's an argument on my social media. The only time I've ever seen an argument on social media over what me and Tiffany have done in exposing has been from Michael Kaiser's people. That's it. Like back the blue hardcore bootlickers that say, that's somebody I know. I don't want you doing that. Don't they fuck with them. That's somebody I'm getting something from. Those are the only people that have ever given us shit. And now, like, fucking people I've never seen before, don't know. Like, they're going, well, you don't know about what happened in the last night of that. And I'm like, the fuck? What do you think I've been doing for the past 5 years? Of course I understand it. What do you think I've been doing for the past 5 years? I've been learning about law. I know exactly what conflict of interest and corruption means by law. I know exactly who it is that runs each division. I even know their names in most cases, especially in my home turf. And they all know that I know. And I'm seeing it going all the way up the chain that I learned, right? And not overnight. I already understood that chain. And I already saw corruption and I've been calling it out. I mean, I'm the one that told you all that Mike Pence was involved in Donald Trump. I told you all a year and a half ago that WinRed, through Jamie's theft of hundreds of thousands of dollars from the city of Utica, was donated to Trump and to Governor Holcomb of Indiana and to Mike Pence's campaign, and that they all refused to give the money back, knowing it was stolen. I told you all that a year and a half ago. So I've been looking up the chain this whole fucking time. And here's what I'm worried about right now. As bad as the FBI was a year ago, which they were bad. I've got videos proving they were bad. Now they got another guy named Patel. It's no longer Garland. Patel, who's focused on just one thing. To the point in which he won't even turn in his budget. He won't even turn in his budget. He's so focused on one thing, retribution. And he needs to play a ball with Donald Trump to get that retribution. He needs retribution because he feels like he was done wrong when he got canned from the FBI. And now he's here to straighten it out. And Trump just hired that judge. What's her name? Y'all help me out. I can't remember her name. He just brought on a judge who was convicted of multiple counts of election fraud. She's an advisor now. I thought Trump hated election fraud. Y'all have no idea. It is a gold mine of monetization for YouTube. Why do you think that there is so much money being made on YouTube by so many channels that are covering this shit right now? They're doing what we do, what First Amendment auditors do, but on steroids right now. They're getting millions of subscribers overnight, like within weeks or whatever. Their view counts are higher than CNN and NBC. Like, put a one in chat if you've heard of Midas Touch. Have you heard of Midas Touch? Luke Beasley. It's some kid. Have you heard of either one of them? There's a few more. There's a bunch more. There's so many of them. The propaganda land is when they say we're being invaded. That's the propaganda. When they say we're being invaded right now, You need to give us your rights so that we can fix it. They're trying to divide black and white, pink and brown, yellow and polka dot and zebra stripe. They want us all divided. They're doing that. You're right, Lenny. They're 100% doing that. And the more they divide, the more chances that they got of support when they try to change the laws, when they try to amend the Constitution, when they try to suspend rights that are in the Constitution. They need to have us divided in hopes that they will get a greater number of collective that says okay. The trick is not to fall for the propaganda. When they say, oh my God, the Mexicans are invading our nation, they're not. Mexico is not invading our nation. Neither is any other country. There is no invasion. So when they go to court and they use that word and that law, invasion, which is what they're doing, that's the propaganda. And it will cause division. It is causing division. People think that what they're hearing is immigration. But what you're really hearing, the word they're using, is invasion. That is not immigration. Legal AF, that's right, DG. Those channels are fucking killing it right now because they are uncovering corruption on the highest scale of government. That is exactly what they're doing. Those channels are uncovering corruption right now. Exactly what I do. They're doing exactly what I do, but instead of doing it on a local level, they're doing it on a national level. Maybe I should join them right now with everything going on. Maybe I should join them. I don't want to stop digging in my local, but what I will tell you is this: my local or your local or Texas's local, none of those locals are going to matter as soon as the right to go to court if you've been wrongfully arrested is gone. There will be no version in which a person with the camera will be able to go to their government anywhere, not cops, not courthouse, not fucking auditor's office, nothing, without being wrongfully arrested and then not getting court while habeas corpus is suspended. So we might as well all collect together and focus on the big picture right now. You can buy any senator. Yeah. Hell, you can buy the president. You could buy this president. Elon did it. It didn't do Elon no good. It backfired on him. But we got to quit depending on luck to stop this shit. We got to be smarter. We got to be more aware of the actual shit that's happening. We have to understand our legal system better. We have to understand the verbiage that's being used better. We have to quit falling for the fucking sky is falling bullshit. It's not falling. It's not falling. Dude, Trump was selling fucking Teslas on the White House lawn. That is conflict of interest. If any one of the police chiefs here was fucking promoting a local car business that they were in business with on their fucking lawn of their police station, I would be all over it. That is corruption to the definition of the word. It is a conflict of interest, and then corruption when a dime is exchanged. We got fucking other countries interested in our assistance with warfare who are purchasing jumbo fucking jets for our top level law enforcement officer in the United States of America right now. If that doesn't fucking spark something in you, then you have not been watching for public safety. or maybe you're starstruck and you just don't understand that it doesn't matter if it's the sheriff or the fucking chief of police or the fucking, mayor. It doesn't matter if it's the president. It don't matter if it's the secretary of state, if it's your congressperson. It don't matter if it's your senator. It is a person committing those crimes on our money using the positions that we let them have. We are their bosses. We are the boss of the president of the United States. We put them in that position. You hire if you're in charge. So when we elect, that is us putting them in the position. That's how you know that you're the one that's in charge of that position. Collectively, all of us. We have to select one, and then we say, okay, we will let you have that job. But then we have their duties listed in black and white. And then we have all the rules and regulations written in black and white. And then we have a bunch of checks and balances in place in all these different commissions in which we are in charge of, where we ensure that all of the rules that are written or changed or updated, that we are in control of those things. But you Americans, we have not been keeping up with all of that. I can't tell you how many council meetings, how many fucking board meetings that I've either seen on live or been to in person, in which the room is empty and they're banging that gavel, just doing whatever the fuck they want with that money or those rules. Seen where the police chief was in a corner because his cops keep murdering everybody, and he finally got cornered by society because people were like, what the fuck are you murdering everybody for? And he went to council, and at council, he says, I think I need more aggressive training for my officers. I think they need to be more tactical. Like, that's the answer. Am I right? And they said, okay, we'll make you more tactical. Boom. And he walked out with more budget to get more tactical. How the fuck does that fix anything? He didn't ask for his officers to train to calm the fuck down. He asked for them to be more aggressive, and they gave it to him because nobody was doing the damn thing about it in that room. There wasn't even enough people in there to have stopped the gavel from going down and approving that budget. We Americans are faulting at that. So it's getting worse and worse and worse up the chain. And now you literally got motherfuckers on Facebook arguing with each other about shit that is completely lesser prioritized, completely lesser needed to be prioritized. Like they're fighting over skin color when literally they're, at the same time, they're supporting removing or suspending your right to go to court when you've been wrongfully charged. So what does that mean? You don't get to go to, think about this. What does it mean when you can't go to court when you've been charged? What is the outcome? If you get charged, let's say Ray Whited charges me and Tiffany on 3 misdemeanors each that carry up to a year each, right? And he says on paper, I caught them doing things that is 3 years each. We don't get to go to court. What happens? How's that work? Tell me what would happen. If a bad cop comes up, just charges people with 3 years worth of crimes, and then those people don't get to go to court, what would the outcome be for those people? Jail right now, 4 years and years to come. Thank you, caveman. Exactly. That's what we are looking at. They're telling you they're doing it for immigrants. Look at the law. They don't get to separate it. And even if they were, why are you even okay with them doing that to immigrants, damn it? Why? But the reason I'm not arguing that right now is because I don't want anyone to misunderstand anything and argue at all. I want to get through to all of you. White, black, Mexican, whatever the fuck. I want to get through to all of you. No more division right now. No more division right now. We cannot afford to be divided right now, because if the split people outnumber the people who understand come next week, It'll be straight to fucking jail. It'll be no court for you. If we don't get this shit figured out amongst ourselves, Americans and immigrants, if we don't get it together right now, in a couple of weeks, we're all losing our ability to go to court when wrongfully charged by police officers, who, on top of that, are getting your tax money to purchase up all the private lawyers. Remember that? As they're being unleashed and militarized. I wish I was making this shit up. I'm not. Some of you may think that, oh, I'm fantasizing and I'm blowing it out of proportion, because you may think that I'm talking about it's going to happen right now to everybody. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the thing that I'm saying is happening right now, and it's going to affect everybody. Everybody before it's over. Every single thing that you could call a collective, it's going to be any type of group first. It'll be the group of immigrants. Then it'll be the group, I don't know, maybe we know the immigrants it's going to happen because it's already happening to them. So first it'll be the group of immigrants. We know that for sure. Then maybe blacks. Then maybe, I don't know, gays. And then maybe people who expose the government. That's what I think. And I think actually that one will probably come second. But it's going to get to all of you. Patriots. Q. Am I hitting everybody? Homeless. Right. I'll come up with some groups. We could group anything, can't we? Every single person falls into some sort of group. Yep. We're a democratic republic. Meaning we're in charge. And then it's backed up by us electing and putting people in charge. But it don't matter when they got us separated, because we're putting people in charge. Doesn't matter who the fuck they are. And then we're dividing and we're giving them the numbers to pass violations of our rights. I sound like a fearmongerer. Well, Linda, I'm scared. I got court coming up in a year. I have been wrongfully charged by police. I'm going to need to be able to file for due process. You don't think in a year they might have gone after the people who were exposing cops, call us auditors? When I go to court, it's a year from now. If habeas corpus is suspended, you don't think I have the right to be a little bit worried that they may not let me go to court and just bring me on to jail? I don't think I'm mongering anything. Thank you, Lenny, for saying what I can't. I do believe in peaceful resolution, and I believe that can happen in numbers. I believe that can happen in numbers. Peaceful resolution. If we stop dividing ourselves, if we stop listening to propaganda like we're being invaded when we're not, then we won't allow, even if we like Trump, we won't allow them to use propaganda, which is complete fabrication, to change the Constitution or suspend the Constitution. Am I right? If we can collectively just say none of us No matter what we believe, no matter what religion we are, no matter what color we are, no matter how much hatred or love we have for anybody, if we can all just agree that if we're not being invaded, then we're not going to let our government make changes to our Constitution based on being invaded. Can we all go there? Let's start there. If we're not being invaded, then even if you love Trump, even if you fully think that he's got the best intentions at heart, can we at least agree that as long as their basis for changing something like our rights is untrue, if it's flat out untrue, we're not being invaded, then based on that, we say, no, you can't take away rights because we're not being invaded. Come up with a reality. Like, if you want to change something, Mr. Trump, that's fine, but don't lie to do it. Don't cheat, man, because we have all seen what happens when we let our government cheat. There's a reason for all those divisions. There's a reason that it's difficult to change laws. And the reason is because it secures our rights. It helps secure our rights, which are always at risk. Always. But not a one of you can legit agree that this nation is being invaded by a foreign nation right now, because it's not. The sky is not falling, and we are not under foreign invasion. Therefore, we all have to carry that to our representatives and say, you will not change the Constitution or suspend the Constitution of the United States of America based on a fabrication, based on propaganda. No. The answer is no. We all have to agree to say no to that. We can come together for that. Put a 1 in chat if we can come together for that. No matter where you stand on immigration, no matter where you stand on religion, no matter where you stand on anything arguable, put a 1 in chat if we can come together on that. That we will say no. You cannot suspend our due process rights based on a lie. I hope not. Because, please, guys, pay attention. Don't let them lie to you. Nominate me to start a new militia. I want to be peaceful, bro. Like, if I start anything, it's peaceful. And right now, people that are protesting, it ain't good. And it ain't good for people who are holding cameras. And it ain't good for people who are exposing their local government. It ain't good. And it's going to get a whole lot worse in a few weeks. Unless we, the people, can come together and say no to this lie that we are under foreign invasion. We can all continue to let them do their jobs with getting out people that are not lawfully here. We can let them do that. They have the right to do that if they do it right. But what we cannot, collectively, what we cannot allow is a flat out fucking lie be the basis for suspending our rights to due process as American fucking citizens. So be it. If your decision to do that puts a little bit of a pebble under the prince's sheets, who's trying to get all the immigrants out faster than anybody ever has ever in the world, so be it. If you put a pebble in their sheets, they'll get the job done. They're dedicated. They'll get the fucking job done. But they don't get to lie and change our constitutional rights to be able to do it. We are not being invaded by a foreign nation right now. That is a fucking lie. It's not even being argued by anybody. It's being abused and lied about on court record to remove your rights to habeas corpus, to remove your rights to due process, to suspend your ability to say to a judge, hey, I need to see you. I have been wrongfully arrested. They don't get to fucking take that based on propaganda bullshit. Guys, I'll be doing a video for you on this. I love you. And if you pray, let's pray. If you believe in karma, wish for karma. If you believe in unity, let's practice unity. If you believe in America, let's be American. But until next time, guys, I love you, and I'll see you on the next one.